Topic number 2. That's your real name. 2 seconds. Actually, can we pause?
Go.
Cool. Right. So we're moving on. Topic 2. Scroll down and find it. So topic title is Hypothesis Why New Players Receive So Much Help in Warframe. Okay. So the original post says, because Warframe has an inconsistent main quest line, there's no real side quests. Helping new players feels like an open-ended side quest. It feels like a mini adventure, and you are not protagonist. You are the guide. An unusual experience that we don't often encounter in games. No 2 encounters are the same. You get to use all those extra mods just sitting in, etc. There's more to it.
No. Not really. I loaded it. I reload it. They say at the end, what makes helping new players fun for you? Got any stories?
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. The the title really threw me. Right? I thought this is like, hypothesis on why players receive so much help in Warframe. It's like as if Warframe is helping the new players.
Oh no. No,
Yeah?
it's other people.
Yeah, it's players helping players.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Right. Because Warframe has an main quest line.
Since Warframe doesn't really have a consistent main quest line or one definitive endgame content, nothing really feels like a side quest. You have goals and ways to achieve those goals. Helping new players, however, feels like an open-ended side quest. No 2 encounters the same. You get to use all those extra mods just sitting in your inventory, etc. It feels like a mini adventure, and you are not the protagonist. You are the guide, an unusual experience that we don't often encounter in games. What makes helping new players fun for you? Got any stories?
Very interesting topic.
Yes and no. Well, you go.
Well, it's more about a matter of perception, right? Because when we first started playing Warframe all those years ago, we used to help a lot of people on how to play the game. Like I remember, like Loz's first
in the mountain.
So Loz would spend first few minutes of come person X.
Come person, play Warframe with me. Please enjoy my hobby.
No. That wasn't it. The first thing you would always teach people how to wall run.
Yeah. Slide.
Always, like the very first thing is the game. Or we had
bullet jump, double jump,
and things. Yeah, this is before we had all that. So we just be able to wall run
and slide
vertically or horizontally. Like there was no what?
Slide.
Well, yeah, there was a slide, but no, I'm talking like the wall run was the one that you really focused on. I remember teaching people how to do bullet jumping and things like that much later on. But still, the whole point of helping people, like I used to do that hell of a lot, but right now I don't think that there is nearly as much of an influx to new players hitting Warframe as there used to be. And I suppose a lot of my time is spent in the higher level content. So I don't see new players nearly as much. I get that it's important for players to help players, but I don't think this is by design.
No, I agree with you. I don't think it's by design at all. If you think of all the iterations Warframe has gone through in the way the star chart works, which was originally what? I remember you hated this so much. The random mission cards. Yep, that then moved into the star chart node-based system, which we kind of worked on through today, but even so, they've had many iterations of it. Do you remember the spinny planets with the sort of pie flat thing with things? And now we've got the planet system node we've got now, which is kind of very like the old original. Yeah. And as I say, an open-ended side quest, no currents are the same. Now, and you get to use all those extra mods just sitting in inventory. I don't get that at all. At all. I don't understand that one at all. I don't go, great, I'm playing with a new player. Better explain how warm coat works.
I think more than anything, this is you using like, oh, I've got a variation of Serration that is just 1 star. I've got a 2-star, a 3-star, so on and so forth, so that you aren't necessarily utterly destroying everything.
I'd rather just unequip all the mods.
Yeah.
That's what I do, because I have the experience, which makes up for the mods, compared to the person who's going to maybe using their foot mods for their first time, and that way I can at least bring myself down to their level a bit. Even then, it's still not going to be the same.
I also feel that there's a lot of importance when it comes to Warframe. You talk to the right?
Yes.
I don't think you can do this without voice. Not readily, at least. Doing it via text chat is more painful than I'd like to say.
I don't get about this whole quest thing through chat, because you're saying it's through chat's bad. I think one person. The one thing I sometimes do is I play a low-level thing, a mission or whatever, just for leveling a weapon or to do it for Nightwave. And then if there is somebody in the group who is like Master Rank 2 or 3, and they're literally just using a starting vault with starting gear, I might send them like a color picker and an armor set. And then sometimes they'll say, oh, thank you, and then I get talking to them if they bother. Yeah, and there was one person who I gave. I've got print screens of it to save it, but I gave 2 years ago. I think I gave them stuff, and then at Christmas, just gone, I was doing trades for the Necromech mods, and then they randomly were like, "I know you. You gave me stuff 2 years ago." I'm like, and they were. I think it was a Hildren bundle. Yeah, I gave them a Hildren bundle because I was talking to them. They said, "Oh, I really like the look of Hildren." I'm like, "Have Hildren?" They're like, "Whoa, that's amazing! Thank you so much." And they said that they probably would have given up on the game if I just didn't, give them Hildren, because they still keep playing Hildren and they love Hildren so much. Because and I gave them the cosmetic armor set with the backpack because that's important. And I was like, I'm sorry, I completely forgot. But they're like, yeah, but you meant so much to me that you gave me all this stuff and you helped me. I did give them some advice as well and things. And because I did that they were still playing the game like 2 years later. And I do take that, but it wasn't like, as this person saying. I mean, don't trust me. I'm going to remember that now forever. That person. I think I've got their name saved with pictures. I've saved their pictures. Like I'm going to have to remember their name. But it didn't feel like a side quest or I just felt like I'm going to help that person. That person was like, "Oh, thank you for the help." And I was like, "Oh, do you want me to help you some more?" Like, yeah. And it was like, yeah, it was coming together and community help. It wasn't an open-ended side quest where I was not the protagonist, but merely a guide. Like, no, I just helped the person enjoyed it, and we both grew for love of the game for it. That was it. Yeah.
I will also say, like, to me, that it feels weird saying that you're not the protagonist, because you're always going to be the protagonist of the story.
Yeah.
You can't experience what other people are experiencing because you're not there to experience it.
And can I point out, Xeno says that, and this is from me and Xeno, and both me and Xeno want to play games where we are soldier third from the left wearing brown boots. We want not to be the protagonist, but enjoy our own...
No. But that's the thing, right? No matter what experience you're having, you are the protagonist.
Of your story,
right?
yes, yeah.
Yeah, so like, when I'm playing... Oh, God, what was the name? Star Wars The Old Republic. Right? Yes, I was some random no-name third soldier from the left, right? I was still the protagonist of my story.
Of your story, right? But yeah, no, sorry, but that you're the protagonist of your story, but they could make it that you're not the protagonist of the game story, but you're the player in it.
Yes.
That like all the cutscenes never have you, or nobody even refers to you. You're just there in the same battle as the hero, and you just you're just aiding the hero a bit. Thus, you're not the protagonist of the story, but you're a player. You're the protagonist of your story in that hero's universe and things, but you're not.
An excellent comparison to this is actually Diablo 2. I don't know if you remember the story of Diablo 2 at all.
Yes, I see what you mean. Tyrael's mainly the antagonist, isn't he?
Tyrael, Bale, and not the Wanderer.
The Wanderer, yeah.
I can't remember who it was that was the one that Bale was talking. Like Bale was pretending to be Tyrael, right? And he was trying to find out where the Wanderer had gone. And so he was interrogating this guy that was in a prison cell. Do you remember?
Oh, I can't remember that. Oh no, cutscene.
Yes, lots of cutscenes. They were all like the protagonists and antagonists. You were the guy that was just going through the experience, trying to find the path the Wanderer had taken.
Yeah.
Right? But you are the protagonist of your story. You are not the protagonist of the story. Yeah, that's that. Like, I feel an excellent example of
definitely.
But I do find that there's a lot of value in showing people, hey, come check out Warframe and things like this. But I haven't done it for years. I haven't.
That's why I kind of just donate random things to people to at least feel like I'm pitching it.
Yeah, it's super difficult because when you've been doing it for so long, you've gotten to know so many people. I love just watching you try to get this one mining node. It's on
the one in the air.
Yeah,
I give up in the end. I'm sorry, I fail because I tried everywhere you could stand to hit it with the I had to jump next to it to make the blips appear, but then I had like a few seconds to which to. Oh, I just give up. It just. Oh, where's the footage? It's like I just can't get. Oh, and if anyone's watching this footage and it's like, oh, you need to stand like to the left of that under that bit there, and then jump and do it as you. Yeah, someone tell me. But I can't. Look, it just won't reach. Look at it.
It's probably one of the dumb ones.
It won't work. I could activate it sometimes. I think at the start I do very well, and then I couldn't remember where I stood. Like, oh, is it here? Like, I get a little bit of it, but I can't. Yeah, I think I get like 2 bits of it, or almost, or it's like an angle, and I'm like,
get a third.
No, the fail.
I feel like there's a lot to say here, but it's very much a case of I wish I could do this. I wish I could.
It's not hard, right? What you want to do, this is probably why you don't do it. Just go play on like one of the first 4 planets. If there's a Mastery Rank 2 player in there, see if they'll join you for your next mission or invite them to the next mission. Ask them, hey, how you finding Warframe? Or, would you like any Warframes? Maybe donate them a Warframe. Give them a Warframe. I know I don't care about Platinum really, so.
The one thing I would really love is for games to allow verbal communication through proper third-party services like Discord, right?
Or at least connections through it. That you mean there'd be a button in game that would link to Discord, and then you could send. It would then know this is you in Warframe, and this is the other player in Warframe, and you send them a message, and then it links down to both of your Discords and pairs them from your pairing of the Warframe account. Is that what you mean?
Effectively, yes. Yeah. So, basically,
rather than you going, my Discord account is hash blah 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 exactly. Number 7 blah blah.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I would just, even if it's a temporary thing, so that data is obscured, so just to be able to talk to people and say hey, do you want help going through Warframe and stuff? But I know I struggle with chat a lot. I mean, fuck, you struggle reading with half of this. And a lot of it comes down to my dyslexia. This is a white writing on a black background. That's easy for me to, when it's this is a light blue on a translucent background. I'm like, So right, I don't have a whole lot more to add to this.
No, so have you not got any random stories about helping random people ever?
Well, only people we personally know, and that's going back years. But
this is surprising. So you never reach out to the rando.
I never get randoms.
Go play on Earth.
What reason have I got to play on?
A Nightwave that says go kill 100 enemies with a toxin weapon.
What reason have I got to do a Nightwave?
Points.
What do points mean?
Prizes!
And what are prizes when I already have them all?
You have every cosmetic helmet in arcane and normal form?
I'm gonna say yes.
No, you don't.
I genuinely don't know. Anyway.
Saying that, you say that. That's where the new Harrow helmet's coming from.
They
didn't say it was coming to the market. They said it's coming to the Nightwave. Bet you're over there, aren't you? Let's go for replies. When I started in 2015, I received from someone the basic ability mods fully maxed coming from toxic and or competitive game communities. I found that welcome to the game something mind-blowing that is cool to be spread. There you go.
Actually, I remember like ages ago, I can't remember who it was. Again, it was a personal friend.
Yeah.
I would just like, oh, you started playing Warframe? Here, have Serration.
Yes.
Because Serration wasn't a guarantee. And
no.
Though at the same time, I remember a friend, like she played it for the first time. And then as soon as you kill Vor, you get a Stalker. And she got Serration straight from that. I'm like, fish. Jeez. What are you doing?
I was wondering if the one person who who I gave that Hildren bundle to had posted in this thread, but I couldn't see anything about Hildren.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Honestly, like 2 years later, they came to me, like I was doing trades, and they were like, I only play the game because you were so nice and gave me a Hildren. It's my favorite Warframe even now. And it's like, I was just like, it was at Christmas as well. It's like, so I gave him more free stuff. Hit me up for more free stuff, whoever you are. I'm sorry, I've got the name saved on my computer. I really should know it by heart. I really should. Anyway, next one. This is an amazing explanation, and yes, I've got a story. Even though I'm Master Rank 10, I sometimes help new folks because I feel that when I deal those one-hit delete attacks, it would motivate them to stick around longer and even surpass my understanding of the game. Careful with those, because it's like, I remember, actually I do have some more story about it, but I remember when we did bring new people into the game, when you bring somebody in, especially back then, they see all these like cool boxes and they want to open up every box and loot everything. But by that point, we had mountains of everything. We're like, I'll just ignore that. You'll be fine. But they actually wanted to. When you first get into the game, you want to explore every nook and cranny, which is slow and time consuming. So if they just find that you've killed everything on the map and they're like, but I was just exploring this room cupboard. So I'd be careful on that one. Next.
Yeah, it's also really difficult because I remember numerous stories where players would get the Boltor Prime being the best weapon in the game at that time. It was only MR2. Yeah. Then they would just destroy everyone.
And then be like, right, what gun can I get that's better than this? It's like, none. That's it.
Yeah. You always have to work lots of extensive progression rather than just giving them the top tier shit. I hate doing that. I hate using the progression like that. I've had loads of people say, oh, come with me. I'll get you to that. No, I want to do it my way.
True. Next one. The thing that makes helping new players fun is that I get to see the person I'm helping go from starter to expert and see them starting to help others that need help. It always inspired me to help others because when I started, I was barely helped and mainly played solo or with my cousin. Or giving the newcomers help keeps them invested. Yeah. Part of me does worry that DE lean on it too much, the goodwill of the community, because people love the game and want other people to play the game, so they help. But it means they've never really cracked the new game experience, and I still haven't made myself sad by seeing what they've put in their latest offering, but I've not heard good things.
I get where you're coming from. The new game experience is constantly changing. I mean, we've complained about the fact that they get shoved. People get shoved on Earth on Plains of Eidolon. It's just like, go do Plains of Eidolon. Like, what do I do? Go do Plains of Eidolon. I don't know what to do. Go do it.
I can imagine a player would be like, right, oh, I arrived in Cetus, this cool cutscene, right? This is where I must do things. They kind of like, oh, cool, it's like a town. This feels so familiar, right? So there must be like quests and things for me to do here. And then they sort of go, oh, and here's the actual area, right? Here's like the open world area. Wow. So here is where I must find my progression.
Go do something.
Oh, this is a dead end trap. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, I'll go the other way then.
Yeah, so I do feel that because the game is constantly changing the start, it is valuable to have new players.
There really should have been a beginner quest which took you to the plains. Got you your new first Warframe, your second Warframe.
Not just that, but there should have been that quest should have pushed you away from the plains afterwards.
Yes, it should have. Right? It should have sent you to the plains and then got you through. You got a Warframe, but then also led you, or even weapons, and then the illusion of parts of a Warframe that sent you in the direction of Venus. And then Venus would help you go to Mercury to finish it off, and then whatever Mercury thing leads you around to Mars.
Yep.
In fact, I was taught, I think in the comments, I'm probably going to mix it up. I can't remember if it was again. now that they said I mixed it up, and I'm always mixing them up, and they're joking about being the same person. Now my brain is combining Droogle. And I'm sorry. One of them I was talking to this time, saying about when you should get your railjack, and they were saying that you should, if they're going to put. Oh, it was Nazeth, because he was saying about the thing about putting the nodes on the planets. Yes. That you should get your railjack from the start, and I think about Mars is when you should get it. So that's what it should be. You should start on Earth, and you should do a quest that gives you some weapons when you go to the plains of Eidolon, starts you getting a frame that you then finish when you go to Venus, and then something that leads you into Mercury to finish off that little storyline, and then that leads you on to getting to Railjack, and you have to go to Mars to build your Railjack.
I know.
That's what they should do.
Really. I think Mars.
No, I don't.
We are so foundation heavy at the moment. Like everything's at the beginning. Foundation.
Oh, what you think should be earlier?
No, I think it should be later.
Like,
then what have we got later? You're giving them Arcwing and Railjack at the same time.
Yep. Well, Arcwing is only going to be Railjack. It just will be Railjack.
No, they need to keep the Arcwing.
Nope, they're losing all the Arcwing nodes.
The nodes, yes, but you have to keep for Arcwing because of Limbo and Jordis.
Right, but when you say you're giving them Arcwing and Railjack, it's like Arcwing is going to just be what, Limbo and...
No, but you have to build it.
Get rid of that.
One of the junctions.
No, we need to get rid of that kind of stuff. We need to, that's the kind of, like I was saying about, going back and reducing the grind on these things. That's the kind of thing that needs to be squished down. Squished down. Get people...
So when are you going to do the Limbo quest?
Well, as soon as you get Railjack, Mars.
So when you arrive on when you arrive on Mars, you're given both.
No, you're not given. That's what your quest is.
No. You are given the starting quest stuff, like because you remember you had to buy it from the marketplace. You get the Limbo Theorem quest and Railjack quest as soon as you finished the.
Oh, I think I'm not explaining what I mean. Sorry, you'd get the quest to allude, hey, let's go build a Railjack at the start of Mars, but you might not finish it until 2 planets later. But in the quest, it's breadcrumbing you. Yeah, to give you that incentive.
Okay.
Yeah, instead of just being, instead of how it is, which does quests, which is just like, let's do a quest at this place, finish quest. Right, now back to the star chart to go to the next one. No, why doesn't the star chart become the quest along the star chart, you see? To give you the incentives. That's what I meant about, sorry, I thought I was alluding because that's what I meant of like, you go to the plains that you build some weapons on the plains, but then you start building a Warframe there in a quest that then sends you onto Venus. You see how like it breadcrumbs you towards that, and then Venus would breadcrumbs you to finishing Mercury. Then Mercury would finish you into Mars, and then at Mars we go, let's build the Railjack, and it's like, and obviously you might see a broken one, and I know this might take a little bit of work and rejigging when like part 1 of the quest is, part 2 of the quest is, but the way they do quests is just you get quest, you have an unlocked quest, you now do the quest as a thing. Instead of it being dragged out.
Actually, one quest implementation that I thought was excellent was actually the Natar quest. Because when you start Natar, you start it by encountering something in the environment. Likewise, why not start the railjack finding a downed railjack on
Mars, yes. Yep.
right? Why not, and the game's like, oh no, I'm clever enough to force you to see that before you get to the end of Mars. Now, why not have it so that oh gosh, what's the name? The limbo theorem, you find like a broken part of limbo just lying on the floor
Yeah.
on Earth.
Yeah.
It's stuff. Yeah, no, I think that would be a much nicer way of quests rather than you just have it.
Yeah. But that's because they make everything in a bubble, and the bubbles may touch, but they never intersect.
Yeah, I think part of the problem is that the quests they feel that the quests done in a relative short amount of time. There's no long form quest.
Yeah. There's no progression quest or progression goal. That's what this person's saying, that this by itself makes the quest. I'm like, no, it doesn't. Anyway, let's move on. Last one. Warframe is a big-ass complicated mess of concepts, ideas, and obscure mechanics, and you can get easily lost in it and lose interest. And I know this game is glorious if you get past that. So helping the new guy figure out the basics so he can start enjoying the game is a joy, because it can spawn hundreds of hours of fun for someone. Yep, I agree. And I know it's true, because I did it for some.
Yep.
This is where someone's gonna be like, MDRLOz, you talk to me every week. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't remember. Right, that's it for that topic. And though I agree there is something to it, I wouldn't say the person's original post on this was a bit over the top. I mean, it's a mini adventure, like you are not the protagonist. No, it could be rewarding.
This is oddly enough like I'm making this a part of the boss Xeno Codex. Is the fact that in some narratives you are witnessing the event, like the narrative, and like Nier Automata is a classic example. You are not experiencing what the main characters are experiencing, or even the antagonists are. But in Sonic the Hedgehog, like the original one on the Sega Mega Drive, you were Sonic. For all intents and purposes, everything you did. Same with Half-Life. You were Gordon Freeman. You were that mute scientist that was experiencing everything. So when Dr. Robotnik turned up in the original Sonic and he beat the shit out of you, like it was personal.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm coming back. I'm coming for you, you fucking fat asshole. Get the idea. Right. I think that's it. We're done with this topic. So thank you very much, everyone, for listening. If you wish to listen to the full episode, you can go into the description below or on the end slate right now and click on the full thing. There we have memes, we have community shout-outs, we have other parts. You can vote on polls and get a chance of winning 25 platinum for your platform of choice. Loz reads all the quotes.
Comments.
All the comments. And we may end up reflecting upon it in the full episode. So, yeah.